¿Firmo?
¿Ah?
¿Firmo? Sí.
¿Verdad?
Papa. Papa. Hi. Papa. Hi.
Okay, Samuel Alonso Munez. Samuel Alonso Munez.
Samuel Alonso Muñez.
Yeah, that's me. Can you hear me?
Yes, thank you. Just a moment.
Okay.
Sir, I have an indication from the city attorney that upon a plea of guilty to defective vehicle, a 2-point violation, the balance of your case would be dismissed. Is that your understanding?
Correct, yes.
You are not represented by counsel. Have you had enough time to think about this prior to entering your plea today?
Yes.
And has anyone promised you anything other than what we've spoken about here on the record in order to have you enter this admission?
No, sir.
You're appearing electronically by Zoom. Do you consent to proceed in this manner?
Yes.
Okay, then as to defective vehicle, a 2-point violation, how do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I will accept that plea, find it to be knowing and voluntary. Anything you
Okay.
care to tell me about this?
Yeah, so I spoke with the county clerk, and I mentioned that the officer was driving south and I was driving north, and I believe his radar detector wasn't calibrated because there was a couple of cars behind me, and he was driving while he got me speeding, and I just believe that's not. I mean, I just thought his radar wasn't calibrated, and I also mentioned that the ticket itself showed that I was in a school zone, construction zone. And that's also incorrect because there was no school or a construction zone by Highway 2 in Commerce City.
Okay, do you want to go ahead with this disposition or do you want to plead not guilty?
Well, I'll just plead guilty for the 2 because it's a better for the 4 points. Because
Okay,
I know it was And I mean, I'm also, I just thought it was, 4 points was a little bit, too much. I mean, I'm a commercial driver, and this jeopardizes my, my career as a commercial driver, and I just thought I'd come in court and
Okay.
set things straight.
Thank you. Well, the speed they did post you at isn't as fast as a lot of cases I see. So your fine's going to be $80. There's a 30% surcharge, $28 for court costs, $9 fuel service charge, for a total of $133. 2 points will be assessed against your driving privilege. And we'll
Okay.
send you an email how to take care of that, okay?
All right, that works.
Thank you.
All right, but can I leave the meeting? Yeah.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Bye.
Hector Villalobos Silva. Sir, your name?
Zachary Rexrow.
Yeah, I'm talking to Mr. Villalobos. It'll be just a moment, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. Sir, the city attorney says in your case that upon a plea of guilty to defective vehicle, a 2-point violation, the balance of your case would be dismissed. Is that your understanding?
Yes.
Well, sir, I'm not speaking to you on Zoom. I'm speaking to someone in the courtroom. Thank you.
Oh,
Sir, is that your understanding?
Yes.
Sir, you are not represented by counsel. Have you had enough time to think about this prior to entering your plea today?
Yes.
And has anyone promised you anything other than what we've spoken about here on the record in order to have you enter this plea?
No.
Okay, I will then ask to defective vehicle, a 2-point violation. Sir, how do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
I'm guilty.
I will accept that plea. I'll find it to be knowing and voluntary. Anything you care to tell me about this, sir?
Well, it was my fault for not seeing the car when I was on my way.
Was there an accident?
No.
Okay, nobody was injured.
No.
Okay, and your fine is $60. There's 30% surcharge, $20 in court costs, $9 fuel service charge, for a total of $107. Sir, please go out to the court clerk's window and they'll help you make arrangement to take care of that. Thank you. Leonard Sotelo.
Yes, sir. It's me.
Okay, just a moment. Sir, I have an indication from the city attorney that upon a plea of guilty to defective vehicle, a 2-point violation, the balance of your case would be dismissed. Is that your understanding?
Yes.
You are not represented by counsel. Have you had enough time to think about this prior to entering your plea today?
I have.
And has anyone promised you anything other than what we've spoken about in order to have you enter this plea today?
No.
Okay, then as to you're appearing by Zoom, do you consent to proceed in this manner? Electronically?
Can you say that again? I'm sorry.
Yeah. You're appearing by Zoom. Do you consent to appear electronically?
I do.
Okay. Then as to defective vehicle, a 2-point violation, how do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
I plead guilty.
I'll accept that plea, find it to be knowing and involuntary. Let's see, sir, anything you want to tell me about this?
Yeah. I'm a delivery driver and I was on schedule. And I'm operating the company's truck. I'm at a red light and on Highway 2 next.
Yeah.
It's a 2-lane street. I'm on the right lane. On the left lane is a police officer. He was at the red light with me. And then ahead of us, there was a semi truck on my lane. And then, so as soon as the light turns green, it's my first time driving on the road too. I grew up on the southwest side of Denver. So as soon as the light turns green, the semi truck is ahead of me, and I'm thinking like I'd like to get ahead of the semi truck. So then I advance to get in front of the officer, and then from there I'm ready to accelerate further ahead so that I can get in front of the semi truck. I didn't want to get in front of the semi truck too quick. I wanted to be at least like 50 feet to 100 feet ahead of him before merging.
Sure.
As I'm getting ready to merge into the back into the right lane, I then see the lights on behind me, and as I was driving, I never got to see the speed limit there, and I got pulled over quick.
Okay, and you might check with your work because they may be telling you like if you use Google Earth or whatever, it tells you the speed limit there's 55, but it's actually 45. So if your employer's keeping you on schedule with the wrong speed, you'll never catch up, right? No accident, no injuries, but you're going pretty fast here. So your fine's $120. There's 30% surcharge, $20 in court costs, $9 fuel service charge, for a total of $185. 2 points assessed against your driving privilege. Slow down and please drive carefully, please.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. We'll send you an email how to take care of this, and you can log off. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Jonathan Krigorga Prod. Sir, your name? Thank you. Just a moment while I pull up your case. Sir, the city attorney says in your case that upon a plea of guilty to speeding 55 and a 45, a 4-point violation, the original charge would be dismissed. Is that your understanding?
Yes, sir.
You are not represented by counsel. Have you had enough time to think about this prior to entering your plea today?
Yes, sir.
And has anyone promised you anything other than what we've just spoken about here on the record in order to have you enter this plea?
No.
Okay. Then as to speeding 55 and a 45, sir, how do you plead, guilty or not guilty? I will accept that plea. Find it to be knowing and voluntary. Sir, is there anything you care to tell me about this?
No, everything's clear.
Okay. Well, you were going pretty fast here, 25 over the speed limit.
Sorry, how much?
25 miles over the speed limit. So you need to slow it down. We're having a lot of people getting hurt because of speeding cases, and we don't want that to be you. I will impose a fine of $120. There's a 30% surcharge, $20 in court costs, $9 fuel service charge, for a total of $185. And then please slow down and drive carefully. You can see the court clerk in the hallway. We have paperwork for you so you can take care of this. Thank you.
Thank you.
Zachary Rexroth. Zachary Rexroth. We're waiting on some paperwork. Okay, we are back on the record. Zachary Rexroth.
Yes.
Sir, I have before me from the city attorney a proposed disposition whereby he would be entering a plea of guilty to defective vehicle, a 2-point violation. Sir, upon a plea of guilty to that charge, the balance of your case would be dismissed. Sir, is that your understanding?
Yes, and my fine was $60 plus all the surcharges.
Okay, well, I don't know about that. We haven't gotten there yet. Is that
Well,
your
that's-
understanding?
That's what you told me earlier in the meeting.
No, that wasn't you. I was handling another case. I told you that several times, and you continued to listen and interrupt my hearing. So we haven't imposed a fine yet. You understand the
That's
fine
why I
is
left.
it's my determination, and you are,
Okay,
my
I
understanding is you're
understand.
entering a plea of guilty to defective vehicle. Is that correct?
Correct. That's why I
Okay.
don't do these Zoom things because they're too confusing.
Okay, well, is this how you wish to proceed?
Yeah, I mean, I'm here.
Okay, well then as to defective vehicle, a 2-point violation, how do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I will accept that plea, find it to be knowing and voluntary. Anything you care to tell me about this?
I was just running late for an appointment. You know, they run 10, 15 minutes late. You got to cancel, reschedule. And I didn't want to go 10, 15 minutes late and people were going 40 and a 45. So I sped up and went around in the slow lane and I guess I was going too fast.
Okay, well, again, it's not terribly fast compared to what I've been seeing lately. So your fine is $80. There's a 30% surcharge. $20 in court costs, $9 fuel service charge for a total of $133. Sir, we'll send you an email how you can take care of that. Please drive carefully.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Am I okay to leave now?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
I would ask the kid to do, but I think he said that the judge told him to write an essay. So we tried to copy the essay, and so maybe you should just have him read his essay to you.
Oh, that's a good idea.
I mean, like, 'cause it's on his computer. It's just
Okay,
like that didn't really help.
that's a good idea. Curtis Temple. Curtis Temple. Your name, sir? Okay, you're both Curtis. Okay, so you're Curtis Temple, who's supposed to be here in court today. Is your father? No? Yeah, okay. You were supposed to do an essay. It looks like you did an essay. Why don't you read this to me? Yeah, I got it. Go ahead. Gotta speak up there. Okay, so I like it. I think you did a good job with that. How old are you? So I want to talk to you a little bit about this. You know, you kind of said, I'll never fight again. And you don't want to say that because there's a time when you need to, but that is the last thing you want to be doing. And science tells us that when you get mad, you know, to that rage point, your IQ, you know, your IQ, it drops by 30 points. And so you start making really bad choices. So I think you've thought about this. I'm going to close your case, conclude it. But really come up with as many options as you can be before you engage in a fight, because there's always somebody who's faster, stronger, and madder. So you don't want to be doing that. Am I right, Dad? So this gentleman would rather be anywhere else on the planet than standing in front of a judge in a courtroom because of your choice. What do you say to this gentleman? That's a good start. Okay, you're done here. Go to the court clerk's window so you have a sheet of paper that says that. I wish you well. Thank you. Russell Herrera.
Yes, sir. I'm here.
Thank you. Just a moment. Let me pull up your case. Let's see. There we go. Sir, the city attorney says upon a plea of guilty to defective vehicle, a 2-point violation, the balance of your case would be dismissed. Sir, is that your understanding?
Yes, sir.
You are not represented by counsel. Have you had enough time to think about this prior to entering your plea today?
Yes.
And has anybody promised you anything other than what we've just spoken about here on the record in order to have you enter this plea?
No.
Okay. Then you're appearing by Zoom. Do you consent to proceed electronically?
Yes.
Then as to 2-point defective vehicle, how do you plead? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Looks like you were speeding here. Anything I need to know about this?
Nah, not really. I have an old truck that I take out once in a great while, and I was on the highway and I opened it up and that's when I got tabbed. So
Okay, well, you don't want to be doing that.
yeah.
Go out the high plains and you can pay them to drive as fast as you want.
Yeah.
$80, 30% surcharge, $20 in court costs, $9 fuel service charge for a total of $133. Sir, we'll send you an email how to take care of that. Please slow down.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Hector Carazana Martinez. Sir, your name? Just a moment. Let me pull up your case. Sir, the city attorney says, upon completion of 16 hours of community service, completion of an adults making better choices class, no contact with Marvin Johnson, and no contact with Mile High Flea Market, then this case would be dismissed. Is that your understanding? You are not represented by counsel. Have you had enough time to think about this prior to entering your plea today? And has anyone promised you anything other than what we've spoken about here on the record in order to have you enter this plea today?
No.
Okay. Then I am going to order that you complete 16 hours of community service. You can do that at any nonprofit. And that could be a church or a food bank or someplace like that. Get a letter from them saying you completed it, signed by whoever's running the place. And then turn that into us.
All right, yeah, that's fine.
And then complete the Making Better Choices class. We will give you information where to take that. And no contact with Marvin Johnson. And you can't go to the Mile High Flea Market for a year.
All right.
Okay, you just told me you can do all these things. So you can't come back to court and say it was too hard, you didn't understand, or you didn't know. Okay. Sir, please go out to the court clerk's window. We'll have some paperwork for you here today. Thank you. Erica Ray Storms.
Hi there.
Good afternoon. Just a
Good
moment.
afternoon.
Let me pull up your case. Ma'am, the city attorney says upon a plea of guilty to defective vehicle, a 2-point violation, the balance of your case would be dismissed. Is that your understanding?
That is my understanding.
You are not represented by counsel. Have you had enough time to think about this prior to entering your plea today?
Yes.
And has anyone promised you anything other than what we've spoken about here on the record in order to have you enter this plea?
No.
You're appearing today by Zoom. Do you consent to proceed in this manner?
Yes.
Then as to defective vehicle, a 2-point violation, how do you plead? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
We'll accept that plea, find it to be knowing and voluntary. Anything you care to tell me about this?
Well, I mean, another one of those, my car was telling me it was a different speed limit than it actually was. And
Yeah.
we
And
were traveling to Ohio and got lost. And
we've tried to reach out to tell them it's the wrong speed, but you know,
Yeah.
it's controlled by the posted speed limit, not what the computer tells
agreed.
you.
Yeah,
So
agreed.
here, your fine's going to be $80. You have an excellent driving record, so your fine's $80. There's 30% surcharge, $20 court costs, $9 fuel service charge, for a total of $133.
Okay.
And we'll send you an email how to take care of that. Please slow down and drive carefully.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Maria Ramos Salazar. Ma'am, your name? Thank you. Ma'am, the city attorney says upon a plea of guilty to speeding, 50 and a 40 50 and a 45, then the balance of your case would be dismissed. Is that your understanding? You're not represented by counsel. Have you had enough time to think about this prior to entering your plea today?
Yes. I understand.
And has anyone promised you anything other than what we've just spoken about in order to have you enter this plea today?
No.
Okay. Then as to speeding 50 and a 45, a 1-point violation, how do you plead, guilty or not guilty? I will accept that plea, find it to be knowing and voluntary. Anything you care to tell me about this?
No, that would be all, sir.
Okay. Again, this is almost, but not quite 20 miles over the speed limit. So your fine is $80. There's a 30% surcharge, $20 in court costs, $9 fuel service charge, for a total of $133. Please drive carefully. Please go to the court clerks. We'll have paperwork for you there how to take care of this. Thank you.
I'll do it, thank you.
Thank you. Drive carefully. Thank you. Oh, I didn't. Got it. Start scribbling on all these. Okay. Waiting on some paperwork. Okay. Okay, we are back on the record. Juan Alberto Dominguez Jr. Thank you. And sir, your name?
Yes,
Thank you. How do you wish to proceed? Making better choices, no further violations of this kind, and no further contact with Cheryl Monte Caswells. Is that two different people? Okay. Okay. Is that your understanding, sir? You are represented by counsel. Have you had enough time to think, to talk to your attorney prior to entering your plea today?
Yes, I have.
And has anybody promised you anything other than what we've just spoken about here on the record in order to have you enter into this disposition?
No.
Okay. So that will be our order. We're going to have you do several things. Let me make some notes. That is making better choices. Then no further violations of this nature. We care about traffic, but we not in this instance. And then once that's completed, this matter will be concluded. Okay. Counsel, is there a factual basis for this? Okay. Let's see. Yes, we're going to give you about 8 weeks. It's all online. We'll give you the information how to take care of it. And as long as we have the certificate of completion in the file, that's all we'll need. They usually tell us they'll send them. We almost never get them. They're very nice people, but we just don't. So make sure we have that in the court file, okay? And okay, go to the court clerk's window here. They'll give you that information in just a moment. I wish you well.
Thank you.
Thank you. Samir Bruce. Samir Bruce.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Thank you. Sir, I have an indication from the city attorney that says upon a plea of guilty to speeding 55 and a 45, then the balance of your case would be dismissed. That's a 4-point violation. Sir, is that your understanding?
Yes, sir.
You're not represented by counsel. Have you had enough time to think about this prior to entering your plea today?
Yes, sir.
And has anyone promised you anything other than what we have just spoken about here on the record in order to have you enter this plea?
No, sir.
Okay. Just a minute. Then as to speeding 55 and a 45, sir, how do you plead? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Okay. I'll accept your plea, find it to be knowing and voluntary. Sir, anything you want to tell me about this?
I learned my lesson. I'm not from Colorado. I'm not from Colorado. I'm in Georgia. I wasn't there long, but I learned my lesson.
Okay. Yeah, you need to slow it down. This is like way too fast. And, you know, we're just having too many people getting hurt in these speed related cases. So, sir, in your case, I'm going to impose a fine of $120. There's a 30% surcharge. Making a couple notes here. 30% surcharge, 20.
Hello? Oh my God. Hello?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, but I did, but now I'm wondering where I put it.
Oh, hello. Can you hear me?
Just a moment. Thank you. Just a moment. Let me write that down. I'll go back to that. I'll take care of it. Sorry.
Hello, Jacob.
Juan Dominguez.
Hello?
Just a moment. So should it not be under this one? Mhm. Okay, thank you. Sorry, what is that case number?
The one that it's supposed to be?
Yes,
8657.
thank you. Okay, got it. Okay, Arnold Matute Bascobano.
Oh, this is Samir Bruce. My phone had cut off. I didn't hear what you was talking about.
Okay, well, let me go over that. So, sir, 4 points are assessed against your driving privilege, speeding 55 and a 45. The original charge was 80 and a 45, so your fine's $120, $30 in court costs, or excuse me, $30 surcharge, $20 in court costs, $9 fuel service charge for a total of $185. We'll send you an email how to take care of that. Sir, please drive carefully. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Arnold Matute Bosque Fondo.
Yes.
Just a moment. We're waiting on the Spanish language interpreter.
I'm present, Your Honor.
Thank you. Sir, your name?
Señor, su nombre, por favor.
Arnold Matute.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, I didn't hear that. Stand by. Señor, si puede disminuir la velocidad, por favor, que el audio a veces se corta. Por favor, si nos puede decir su nombre.
Arnold Matute.
Arnold Matute.
Thank you.
Gracias.
Sir, I have an indication from the city attorney. Upon a plea of guilty to speeding 55 miles an hour in a 45-mile-an-hour zone, the balance of your case would be dismissed. Is that your understanding?
Señor, yo llevo una disposición del fiscal, dice que en cuanto usted se declare culpable al cargo de manejar de alta velocidad 55 en una zona de 45, el saldo de su caso sería desestimado. ¿Así lo llevas entendido?
Sí.
Yes.
You're not represented by counsel. Have you had enough time to think about this prior to entering your plea?
No estás representado por un abogado, señor. ¿Has tenido suficiente tiempo de pensarlo antes de declararse hoy día?
Sí.
Yes.
Has anyone promised you anything other than what we've just spoken about here on the record in order to have you enter this plea?
¿Alguien le ha hecho alguna promesa aparte de lo que acabamos de hablar aquí en acta para que se declare hoy día?
No.
No.
Okay, you are appearing electronically by Zoom. Do you consent to proceed in this manner?
Estás compareciendo electrónicamente por la plataforma de Zoom. ¿Usted nos da el consentimiento para seguir adelante en esta forma?
Sí.
Yes.
Then as to speeding 55 and a 45, how do you plead? Guilty or not guilty?
Listo. Entonces, para el cargo de manejar en alta velocidad 55 en una zona de 45, ¿cómo se declara, señor? ¿Culpable o no culpable?
Culpable.
Guilty.
Okay, is there anything you care to tell me about this?
¿Hay algo que le gustaría comentarme o más bien al juez sobre esto, señor? Adelante.
No.
No.
Well, here your speeding was 78 in a 45 originally. So your fine is $120. There's a 30% surcharge, $20 in court cost, $9 fuel service charge for a total of $185. Thank you, sir. We'll send you an email how to take care of that.
Listo, señor. Entonces, en el cargo original, estabas manejando 78 millas por hora en una zona de 45 millas. Entonces, su multa sería $120 más 30% de sobrecargos, más $20 de costos de tribunal, más $9 de costos de petrol, por una cantidad total de $185. Muchas gracias, señor, por su comparecencia. Le mandaremos un correo electrónico para que sepas cómo pagar por esta multa. Muchas gracias y pase buen día.
Gracias.
Thank you. Okay, Luis Garcia Soto. Your name, sir? And sir, ma'am, your name? And are you mom?
Yes.
Okay. The city attorney says we're going to set this over pretty far out so you can complete the fire safety class. Is that your understanding? Okay. You're not represented by counsel. Do you agree to do this? And ma'am, do you consent to do this?
Yes.
Okay. Let's get a date here in about 12 weeks or so. Is the afternoon better? Are you in school?
Yeah.
Oh, what district? Oh, yeah, Mapleton, whatever it is. Okay. November's, what, 7? November 2 at 3 p.m. She's the boss. Thank you. Go out to the court clerk's window. We'll have some paperwork for you there.
Thank you.
Thank you. They ever get the Adams County line?
Yeah, but you don't have to go on there yet.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's fine. Andrew Wilson. Andrew Wilson. No, Andrew Wilson. Okay, the city attorney is proposing to dismiss this case, so I'll do so. Not sure where Mr. Wilson went.
How do you? Lisa, can you try calling her? Yeah, you said you wanted to talk to her. I don't know if you heard. Probably. Okay, sounds good. All right, thank you.
I have a volleyball Wilson in my office.
Our clerk will be with you in just a moment. I see your hands. Thank you. Here we are back on the record. Alan Acosta,
Yes.
just a moment. Let me pull up your case. Sir, the city attorney says upon a plea of guilty to improper lane use, a 3-point violation, then the balance of your case would be dismissed. Sir, he thinks it would be appropriate for you to do a level 1 traffic school. Is that your understanding?
Yes, sir.
You are not represented by counsel. If you had enough time to think about this prior to entering your plea today.
Yes.
And has anybody promised you anything other than what we have just spoken about here on the record in order to have you enter this plea?
No.
Okay. You're appearing by Zoom. Do you consent to proceed in this manner?
Yes.
Okay. Then as to improper lane use, a 3-point violation, how do you plead? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
We'll accept that plea, find it to be knowing and voluntary. You're just going way too fast. Somebody's going to get hurt. We don't want that to be you.
Yes, I understand.
Sir, your fine is $120. There's a 30% surcharge, $20 in court costs, $9 fuel service charge, for a total of $185 plus the class. We'll send you an email how to take care of this. And,
Okay.
slow it down, okay?
All right.
Good, thank you.
Thank you.
Miguel, we need you.
No es tanto.
Okay, we are back on the record. Hector Veloz Sanchez.
Yeah, that's my name.
Thank you. Sir, just a moment. Let me pull up your case. Okay, sir, upon a plea of, the city attorney says upon a plea of guilty to defective vehicle, a 2-point violation, the balance of your case would be dismissed. Is that your understanding?
Señor, oh.
Yeah.
Okay. He also believes it would be appropriate for it to be taken alive at 25 class. Is that also your understanding?
Oh, yeah, but I'd like some explanation on what the class covers.
Yeah, it's covers keeping you alive until you're 25. It's about speeding, safety, some of the dynamics of driving, you know, how long it takes to stop, why it's important that you keep distance between vehicles, things like that.
All right, and how would I take the class online?
Yeah, it's online.
All right, then.
You're not represented. How old are you?
I'm 16.
You have a parent with you today?
Yeah, she's next to me, my mom.
Okay. Hi, Mom. What's your name?
Maria
Okay.
Sanchez.
Thank you. And ma'am, do you need the assistance of the court's interpreters?
You see,
She said yeah.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Felix, if you would.
Here.
We'll start over. Sir, it's my understanding you'd be entering a plea of guilty to defective vehicle at 2-point violation. On a plea of guilty to that charge, the balance of your case would be dismissed.
Llevo una disposición del fiscal que si se declara culpable al cargo de manejar un vehículo defectuoso, una infracción que carga 2 puntos negativos contra su licencia, el saldo de su caso sería desestimado.
Okay, and ma'am, would you be in agreement with this disposition?
Señora, ¿usted está en acuerdo sobre esta disposición?
sí, está bien.
Yes, that's fine.
And Mr. Veloz, can you hit your camera so I can see that your mom's with you there?
Señor Veloz, puede encender la cámara para ver a los dos. Gracias.
Thank you for doing that.
Y muchas gracias por serlo.
Then as to defective vehicle at 2-point violation, how do you plead? Guilty or not guilty?
Listo, entonces al cargo de manejar un vehículo defectuoso, una infracción que carga 2 puntos, ¿cómo se declara? ¿Culpable o no culpable?
I plead guilty.
Yeah,
Me
I'll
declaro
accept that
culpable.
plea. I'll accept that plea, find it to be knowing and voluntary. Sir, you're going pretty fast here. You need to slow it down. 2 points will be assessed against your driving privilege. Your fine is $80. There's a 30% surcharge, $20 in court costs, $9 fuel service charge for a total of $133 plus the Alive at 25 plus. You can do that online and we will send you information how to do that by email.
All right, thank you.
Listo, entonces, ¿cómo se declara al cargo de manejar un vehículo defectuoso? Su hijo dice culpable, que él va a aceptar esa declaración viendo que lo está haciendo de una manera consciente y voluntariamente. Joven, parece que estabas manejando bastante rápido, por favor disminuye la velocidad. 2 puntos negativos se van a agregar a su licencia de conducir. La multa para hoy sería $80 más 30% de sobrecargos, más $20 de costos de tribunal, más $9 de costos de petrol, por un total de $133. Más tienes que tomar la clase Alive at 25. Eso se puede tomar en línea y nosotros le vamos a mandar un correo electrónico en cómo puede registrarse con esa clase y pagar la multa. Muchas gracias, disminuye la velocidad y que tengan buen día.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Yes, you can hang up. Thank you. And Hector, what do you say to your mom?
I'm gonna say sorry. Sorry, Mom.
That's a good start. Thank you.
Pueden colgar, pero Héctor, ¿qué le tienes un mensaje a tu mamá por casualidad? Y en inglés, señora, él se despidió de ti en inglés. Muchas gracias, dice el juez, es un buen comienzo. Que pasen buen día.
All right, thank you. Have a good day, Your Honor.
You too. Thank you. Okay, Jamar Griffin.
Yes.
Hey, just a moment. Let me pull up your case, please. There we go. Sir, the city.
Hello?
Yeah.
I can hear you now.
Okay, sir. The city attorney says he believes you'll be entering a plea of guilty to no proof of insurance. Is that your understanding?
Yes.
You are not represented by counsel. Have you had enough time to think about this prior to entering your plea?
Yeah.
Has anybody promised you anything other than what we've just talked about here on the record in order to have you enter this plea?
No.
Okay. You're appearing by Zoom. Do you consent to proceed in this manner?
Yes.
Then as to no proof of insurance, how do you plead? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
We'll accept that plea, find it to be knowing and voluntary. Is there anything you think I need to know here?
Yeah, just a couple things. Nothing that's gonna take me out of, whatever's meant for me. But the story was like I was going back and forth just trying to get my car mobile. So I live probably like 3 miles away from the mechanic. So I was going back and forth just so I can get my car up and mobile to pass emissions. And then once I get emissions, I can go to the DMV and get all the rest of the registration and stuff. In the process, that's when the officer had stopped me. And yeah, then he told me no insurance, liability and stuff, which I understand. And then he just told me the court date is on August 10th. And then I thought I was just supposed to wait on it. In the time being, I'm still like working to get my car fully functioning before it's not even drivable. So before I even like get insurance and stuff like that, I was just wanting to get the car fixed to pass the emissions first. I still been having problems, so that's the reason why I haven't got insurance yet, because my car's not even mobile and I haven't been driving.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you telling me that. You're right. It doesn't really change what's going on, but it kind of changes the picture as far as my understanding of what was going on there.
Okay.
Since you still have the car and you were operating it at the time, you just have to have insurance. That's what the rules say.
For sure.
The statute says the fine is a mandatory $500, but you're telling me that car's not running, right?
Yeah, correct. I was coming from the mechanic.
So I'm gonna reduce it by 1/2 to $250.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, there's a 30% surcharge, $20 in court costs, $9 fuel service charge. It still cranks it up to $354, but at least it's a little bit more manageable. So don't drive that car till you have insurance, okay?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, thank you, sir. We're going to send you an email how to take care of this. Please get some insurance, okay?
Will do. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, bye.
Okay. See if I can get over there.
¿Está caliente? No. Buenas tardes, señor. Habla el intérprete. Por favor, si puede mantener su aparato en mute hasta que nos llame el juez. Muchas gracias. Yo me acuerdo un discurso del... Alguien me disculpa porque el señor empieza a hablar y de repente...
Okay, we are back on the record. Juan Dominguez.
Juan Domínguez, por favor. Sí. Yes.
Just a moment, let me pull up your case.
Un momento, déjame buscar su caso. Okay.
So the city attorney says upon a plea of guilty to speeding 50 and a 45, then the balance of your case would be dismissed. Is that your understanding?
Señor, el fiscal me ha indicado que en cuanto se declare culpable a manejar en alta velocidad 50 en una zona de 45, el saldo de su caso sería desestimado. ¿Así lo llevas entendido, señor?
Okay, one point would be assessed against your driving privilege.
Y sería un punto que sería agregado, un punto negativo agregado a su licencia de conducir. ¿Así lo llevas entendido? Sí, sí, está bien. Yes, that's fine.
Sir, you're not represented by counsel. Have you had enough time to think about this prior to entering your plea today?
Señor, no estás representado por un abogado. ¿Has tenido suficiente tiempo de pensar antes de declararse hoy día? Sí. Yes.
And has anyone promised you anything other than what we have just spoken about in order to have you enter this plea?
¿Y alguien le había hecho alguna promesa aparte de lo que hemos hablado aquí en acta para que se declare hoy día?
No.
No.
And as to speeding 50 and a 45, how do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Entonces, ¿cómo se declara el cargo de manejar de alta velocidad 50 en una zona de 45 millas por hora? ¿Culpable o no culpable?
Culpable.
Guilty.
Sir, you are appearing electronically by Zoom. Do you consent to proceed in this manner?
Señor, estás compareciendo electrónicamente por Zoom. ¿Nos da el consentimiento de seguir de esta manera?
Sí.
Yes.
Then I will accept your plea, find it to be knowing and voluntary. 1 point will be assessed against your driving privilege.
Listo, aceptaré su declaración y lo hago viendo que les estás entrando en una manera consciente y voluntario y vamos a agregar un punto negativo a su licencia de conducir.
You need to slow it down. We're having a lot of people getting hurt because of the speed.
Disminuye la velocidad, por favor, que tenemos mucha gente que se están lastimando debido a manejando en alta velocidad.
Your fine is in the amount of $80. There's a 30% surcharge, $20 in court costs, a $9 fuel service charge, for a total of $133.
Listo, la multa sería $80 más 30% de sobrecargos más $20 de costos de tribunal más $9 de costos de petróleo por un total de $133.
Sure, we'll send you an email how to take care of this. Please drive carefully.
Le mandaremos un correo electrónico para que sepa cómo puedes cuidar o pagar esta multa y por favor maneje con cuidado.
Sí, está bien, sí.
Okay, that's fine.
Thank you.
Gracias, pase buen día. Puede colgar la llamada, señor.
Igualmente.
You can hang up. Thank you. Norma Uteria. Your name, please. And ma'am, this is a follow-up. It seems that Jacko is now neutered and chipped. Is that correct? Okay, I think that's what we were asking that you do. Let me pull up your case real quick. Let's see. Okay, we had suspended 500 of the $600 fine. So there's $100 remaining plus some court costs. Okay, go ahead. Okay, great. Just check with the clerks on the way out. I wish you well. Thank you.
Yeah, so today you can or ahead and, yes. I was gonna say. Well, thank you so much. I will email you the summary of the motion. Thank you. Bye.
Are we still on or off?
We're off now.
You know what?